Hello and welcome to another episode of the Construction Corner podcast. I'm Dylan, I'm your host, and today, guys, we're going to be talking about um, communication with your clients and how to succeed in projects. So, here in the past couple weeks, some projects haven't been spectacular. They've been a little chaotic, or we haven't gotten the answers we need when they need them, and things have gotten delayed. And I'm sure this has happened to you before, where you're not getting the answers you need on projects, where people aren't getting back to you, where you're just wondering if a client's going to be mad or not. And on one project in particular, we had some stuff get shifted and couldn't fit what we needed where we needed it. So without giving too much of the project away, basically things weren't fitting the way that they needed to because of some construction issues. And like my clients being electrical contractors were kind of freaking out about it. Rightfully so. It was a seemingly big problem. But when they brought it up to the owner the following day, as we try to work through all the possible scenarios of where it could go, how we can move stuff around, what we could do to fix it, we came up with some solutions depending on, some space requirements that they had within the project. And what this ultimately came down to was, the client was understanding, luckily, and they could see a path forward, and they came up with the solution. And so my client at the end of the day had a big collective sigh of relief in that things worked out. And while that doesn't always happen on projects, right? Some things just don't go the way that you want them to. It's one of those that in having good clients and having open and clear dialogue with your clients creates better outcomes. Now, some guys are just straight up pricks and you can't help it, right? Like they will do everything to shoot themselves in the foot and wonder why they're a cripple. Like you have those guys that just want to make life miserable for you and everyone around you. And at the end of the day, those guys are just hard to work with. But when you have clients that are amenable, that are willing to be a little creative in some solutions and to work through problems and not get like mad and throw everybody under the bus, like one, those are the best clients. Do everything you can to keep them because they don't come around all the time. Like those are the best people to work with. But just know that like if you don't have open conversations, if you're not trying to create solutions with guys, it makes life so much harder. And you can't ignore it, right? Once like my client found out that this was a true problem on site, that we didn't have like really any great solutions, that he went to the owner and presented, what was happening, how we came to this point, and then, what we could do to move from here. And they came up with a solution, and it's going to be great. It'll work for this space and what needs to happen. And with that, like the owner's happy, they maintain their timelines, everybody stays in budget. So everybody's like happy about this solution. Is it optimal? But is it going to work? Absolutely. Right. And that's what, at the end of the day, most all owners are looking for is this going to work? Is this, satisfactory? And you can move on with the projects. So this like conflict resolution, and usually it's going to be way worse in your own head than in reality. Now, again, this is like pricks excluded because, again, those guys are just unreasonable people most of the time. So for reasonable people, the conversation is going to be way worse in your own head than it is in reality. And so it's getting that conversation out and on the table. It's having it in a fair and open dialogue, and then just working through the problems. And this goes for not only like construction projects, but like at home, right? Like work through any problems that way. Write it out if you have to. I told this to another friend who was having some problems. in his business and everything else. He's like, I communicate really well here, but sometimes at home I don't. I was like, hey man, just write a letter of everything that you're thinking, of everything that you're going through, of everything that you're like struggling and worried about and having problematic, and then just like hand it to your wife. And because not always as guys are we good about this type of communication thing, but maybe you can write it out and be like, hey, here's what's going on. So whatever you have to do to like communicate the problem effectively, you're gonna, one, get it off your chest. Two, you're gonna help your spouse, clients, owners, right, to understand what's going on. And ultimately it's going to be better at the end of the day. Frankly, this is what I've really loved about working with contractors directly is, one, they're my kind of people, right? I got a lot of redneck in me. And so this is just much better. Like, I get to go shooting with the guys. We do clay shoots. Like, I have a lot more fun than most engineering events or architects. It's a little too stuffy on that side of the fence for me, versus like contractor events are usually a great time. People are a little more laid back. It's a little more casual, right? A little more my speed. But at the same time, like for construction projects and working with contractors, like it's probably a little more demanding. Your timetable's a little more fast paced. They want stuff now. And that comes with its own separate set of requirements, right? Not everybody's meant to work that fast, work that hard, do a lot of things on a handshake and just, kind of expect it to work out. And yeah, some things have bitten us a little bit, but, we've gained so much more in operating that way, right? And being upfront and honest with these guys, having the calls about like, hey man, we've done a bunch of work for you, but like, where's my purchase order? So that we get paid for it, right? Your accounting department's holding this stuff up and I can't deliver stuff now because, we're not getting paid. So you have all those, problems through construction and big dollar amounts and big projects and everything else that you're going through. So if you don't have open and honest and clear communication with guys, then you can't solve anything, right? Like picking up the phone and having the call of like, hey, here's the problems I'm having. Here's some solutions. I'm not yelling at you, right? I'm saying in a cool, calm tone of voice, but at the same time, like, hey man, we need to get this solved. Like I've been delivering for you, and hey, we need these so that we get paid, and everybody moves on with life. So a lot of the times people just avoid those conversations, and it's not good for anybody. So for all of you out there, I highly recommend that you bite the bullet and have those conversations, pick up the phone. Like, yeah, you need to send emails and document stuff in writing, but more often than not, like just having the conversation, being open with guys, like doing the right thing by a lot of people is going to be so much better for you, for them, for everybody involved. Because I mean, at the end of the day, like people like working with people that they can trust and are honest with them. And yeah, some things aren't nice, but not all of life is nice. Like you're going to have hard things come up, like hard problems and struggling times. It's not all sunshines and rainbows, but when you go through that, like you appreciate the people you work with more, you get through it, and the good times are probably better, right? Because you went through some hard stuff together, and stuff's a lot nicer now. And it's the same on projects, right? You go through the ups and downs, the like struggle of getting it done, and like your guys just crushing it, and getting a project done way faster than you ever thought possible. Like, that's cool, man. Like, celebrate that stuff. But when you're also getting kicked in the nuts on the other side of it, you're like, I'd love to celebrate this win, but man, like the project where, things weren't quite fitting, they were so stressed about it because they knocked that project out in a week, right? Something that should have taken multiple weeks or a month, but they did it in 7 days, right? Because they prefabbed so much of it, like everything got terminated, like the guys crushed it. But then there was this problem that it's just like, I should be celebrating this huge win, and I can't because like, I don't know where this other stuff's going to go. Is the client going to fire us? Like, we just won this thing and now we're screwing up. Like, what is going on? And so a lot of this comes down to clear communication to just being a good dude, man. Like, it goes so much further. And yeah, you're going to have some turds along the way, but it'll still be a better experience to just be open, honest, like straightforward. These guys, yeah, document all those conversations, have it as record, do the right thing on all that stuff. And you're going to be so much better for it. But most people don't have these conversations. They're not upfront with everybody. And I'm guilty on the overpromise piece of it, right? Like, I think I can do stuff faster than I actually can. And so I've been better here lately at like not completely promising a date or pushing it out further than I think. And even still, like, I'm, still missing the mark by a day or two, right? Or I say Friday and it ends up being Sunday night or Monday morning. And, again, it's not always perfect, but we do aim to like turn stuff around so fast to get back to people, to get them answers, to, do the best we can to help everybody through the entire process. So the more you can do that, the more you can help people. It's just such a better way to live, and we found success with it in our projects and how we move forward. And without that, like, man, this is why I think architects and like the traditional plan spec world suffers so much, is because they're not willing to have hard conversations. They're not willing to bring up pricing changes or scope additions, or, hey man, this isn't covered. Like, we need more money to do this stuff, right? This is taking way more time or you're asking way more of us than we anticipated in it. This was not in our, contract. Like, hey, we need a change. We're going to stop work, which nobody likes to hear, but you got to do that when you have leverage, not like after the fact. You can't deliver and then ask for more money. You got to stop, get your money, and then deliver. Like, that's how this works. So, and especially when you don't have trust, like if it's a client that you've been working with, that is good to their word, like, cool, right? You'll figure it out, usually more often than not. But with somebody that's either lost your trust or hasn't delivered or has been doing the wrong thing, like, you gotta get paid while you have leverage. Otherwise, you're going to be left holding the bag. That's just all there is to it. I'm going to keep this podcast short and sweet, guys, because I could really hammer this one home for a very long time. But at the end of the day, like, do right by people, help them, and you're going to be so much better for it. So I hope this helped you guys. If it did, please share the podcast. Doing better and actually putting these out on a more regular basis, and starting to post way more regularly on social media through Cowabunga Studios, Vertical Design Services. So if you guys got anything out of this episode of the podcast, please share it, or any of our other episodes, please share those. And I do look forward to bringing you more episodes, more content. You'll see more from us on all the social medias, well, not X, but LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, here on the podcast app. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for listening. And until next time.